Ready to go?
Ready.
All right, here we are. Well, welcome everybody. It is Friday, November 4th, a little after 9:30 now. Welcome to the Friday vlog. Hi Marnie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
How are you?
Good. I'm sitting in for Chip today, so it's definitely going to be subpar vlog today, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. A couple of quick updates from me, and then I want to hear what you have to say, Marnie. The first thing, I want to catch some folks up in case you weren't able to join for the council meeting this week. It was a great meeting. Thanks to everybody who came and participated. Thanks to council. Great job as always. A couple of highlights. The council approved a contract to begin work on the coastal engineering and adaptation planning project. It's a big deal. It was on consent. This is really starting the work on the coast side relative to the climate action plan. So this is a big thing. It's really going to help protect the coastline, the village in the future from the effects of climate change. We got a good meeting. We had a great conversation about the Design Traditions strategy paper. Excellent feedback from our council members. Thank you for that. They talked about a resolution. They adopted a resolution to extend the beach fire management program. And this is really just extending the prohibition period because we need to update our LCP, our local coastal program, to change it to propane only based on feedback from the city council. So the action they took doesn't do anything for the permanent program other than just extend the prohibition period so fires can't be built in the sand. We're going to work diligently on updating that local coastal program. What else did we have going on this week, Marnie? There was the first reading of the building code, so we're working on adopting the new building code. That went very smoothly. Great job to Jermel. Lori, our city's building official. We had the first reading of an ordinance that's going to change and broaden the qualifications for people to be on our Historic Resources Board. And I think the City Council may look at some of our other boards and commissions too, broadening that net so that we can get more qualified people on there. We're a small village, and what they did for Historic Resources Board is more about if you have an office or you're a practicing professional in town, you don't necessarily have to live here. So that was great. And then the big ticket item, you probably know this already, is that they repealed and replaced the urgency ordinance that required people to wear masks for meetings, for public meetings. Basically what it says is that when we're in the low tier from the California public health tiers, we're in the low tier, no masks required, no proof of vaccination. If and when we go up to the medium and high tiers, then masks are required, still not a proof of vaccination, but you're not required to not wear a mask. Masks are choice. Marnie's not wearing hers, I'm wearing mine. It's always a choice. So do what you feel comfortable with, but you're not required to wear a mask in public meetings now based on this new ordinance. So that's a catch up from this council meeting. It was very great, like I said. Big stuff happening next week. It's the election. The election's coming up. We have our ballot box over at Sunset Center in the North Lot. It's close to the building there. Get out there and vote. Interestingly, did you know that the United States is, some say the longest, but definitely one of the longest standing democracies in the world? All the way back to Rome and Greece, for the duration that we've been a democracy. Some facts and figures say that we're the longest standing democracy in the world's history. Definitely one of the longest, for sure.
That's impressive.
It's impressive. So get out there and vote. That's really what's important, is to get out there and make sure your voice is heard. And the last thing I have, I'll stop babbling and then I'll hand it over to you, Marnie, is tearing off of the election. We are going to have an election day celebration here in the chambers, November 8th, open to the public. Please come. Our city council members will be here. Any other elected officials or appointed officials are welcome to come, but the public too. There'll be some cake and light refreshments. It's really just a nonpartisan celebration of the election from 6 to 8 p.m. here in the chambers. And that's what I got. What do you want to talk about, Marnie?
Well, that was a lot.
Thanks.
That was a lot of updates. So you covered a lot of territory there.
I did.
So on Monday, we had a fantastic Halloween celebration. We had a parade. This was actually the first time I've ever been in a parade.
Oh.
So had a blast, drove around with my colleague Catherine in our new community planning and building electric car, which was fun. Was thrilled to see the streets just lined with people. Everyone looked super happy, taking lots of videos, looked like they had a good time. So thank you all for coming out for that. And then the Saturday prior, I believe, was the pumpkin roll.
That's right. It came back for the first time in a little while. And I heard that was, I don't know, did you go?
I was not there, but I've seen some videos.
I've heard it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It seems like it was well attended. And fun was had by all, young and old. So great festivities. Glad to see the community, come out and celebrate. Also the city's birthday, which is kind of exciting.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the city.
Yep.
And then coming up, there is a Veterans Day holiday next Friday, which is November 11th. So the city offices will be closed that day.
But we'll still have the essential services, right? We'll still have police, fire, public works. If we need support, we'll have those available if there's an emergency.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. And then the last thing on my list, the city has formed a housing ad hoc committee, and that committee includes council members Ferlito and Richards, and we will be meeting on November 17th. It's a public meeting at 5:30 p.m. here at City Hall. We'll also be offering a virtual option via Zoom, and this is going to be a meeting really to kick off our housing element update. To look at ways that we can incorporate some more workforce housing in our community. So everyone's encouraged to attend and provide input as we start that process.
That's great. And this is in response to, many people know about this, but every jurisdiction has a mandate from the state, the Regional Housing Needs Allocation, or RHNA, people have probably heard that, to make available or create a plan for a certain number of housing units to be built over an 8-year period. And that next period is 2023 to 2032, 2031. And so this ad hoc committee is really helping to guide that process to make sure that we answer the call that we have to answer at the state, but we do it in a Carmel way.
Absolutely.
And so that's why we have Councilmember Richards and Ferlito, which is wonderful, working with our team and then getting the community involved in how we find those solutions and how we update our general plan. So we want people to come out and get involved. We'll make sure we put that in the Friday letter and advertise that over the next couple weeks.
Yep.
Great. Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
Excellent update. Well, you know how we sign off on this, right?
I do.
Let's start by saying get out and vote. That's the first thing. Please
Please vote.
vote. And take good care.